Also, it's creating mind maps is a lot more fun and engaging than traditional notes. I mean, one of the problems that I had growing up when I was in school, and I never had mind mapping or software like this in school. I really wish I did. I'd probably pay more attention in class. Is that I really found note taking or just studying really boring, and I needed more visual and stimulation in my brain, all different angles. And creating mind maps is fun because it allows you to break stuff down. It allows you to organize. I mean, you can do things like you can drag it. Say you made a mistake, you can drag it right there. I'm just going to go ahead and drag it back before I forget. You could do all kinds of things, and it's more interactive. So I think that plays a better role in processing information when stuff is interactive. Now, like I said, you can insert images, or Xmind even comes with these like little clip arts. If you go to markers here, there's priorities, there's smiley faces, there's task completes. Depending on what you create your mind map for, you might want to use these icons to add some visual appeal and also purpose to the mind map, because it helps organize your information and stimulate you and helps you think of different things. All right, so let me just close this here. Now, images help visually represent information. So if I mention house right now, just like a house to live in, there's an image that pops into your brain as I'm explaining it. So what you want to do is when you're taking your notes, you want to grab clip art and images and insert it into your mind map. Now, these mind maps that we're using for examples here, they're not dense with images, and because then the mind map would be really big, and I don't want you to download a huge mind map. I mean, as we go through the exercises, we're going to go and add images and things like that. But these images, when you think of certain keywords or key phrases, there's an image that pops into your mind. And by inserting that image into your mind map, it can help you recall that information better. That's one of the techniques that we talk about in the section where I cover mind mapping for speed reading. And that's something that we spent time with in our speed reading workshops also. And they're associated to these keywords. So let's minimize that. Let's look at some examples. Here is a Xmind example. This one is huge, and I've kind of blurred it out because this is kind of a project that I've been working on. But you can see just how much information is placed into this mind map. And believe it or not, it didn't actually take me that long to create this mind map, because when I'm mind mapping, information just flows. I can organize it, I could drag it, and to kind of sit there and write all this stuff in like bullet points or notes, not only would that be boring, but it would take me a lot more time to do that, because that's just not how our brain works. It's not as linear as linear notes. It's more fluid. But this doesn't look super fluid. But the point is that that's a computer mind map, and this is why I love computer mind maps. Because imagine creating this on a piece of paper. What happens if you made a mistake? Imagine going back and correcting that mistake. So mind maps allow you to create these outlines with large amounts of information and place it in there. And that's one of the things I like, because this is actually not even one of the bigger mind maps that I've created. And Xmind has this power to create huge mind maps. I've done experiments where I have put like my entire task list and business projects and just a whole bunch of stuff in one single mind map, and Xmind was able to handle that. So there's all kinds of possibilities that open up when you use Xmind for your mind mapping. Let's look at a hand-drawn example, the traditional mind map, the Tony Buzan type of mind map. Tony Buzan, by the way, is kind of the father of mind maps. He coined the phrase. And he wrote a book, and a really good book called a Mind Map book. I'm going to actually put that book in the resources section. So if you're interested in learning about Tony Buzan's information as far as mind map goes, there's a lot of things that Tony Buzan talks about. Like, for example, mind maps, the branches should have curves in it, because he feels that information flows in that kind of manner, and it visually represents flow of information and things like that. And he's right about that. And you can actually do that with Xmind. You can go back, and we can go back here, and we can, as you can see, I made my branches curve like that. And that's as easy as going into the options on the side here. And just, selecting the entire section and it was originally set at straight. You can, or elbow, one of them. Actually, I'll have to do it like this. Select this one and do elbow. See these, you can see it's very like square. Change that to curve. What I like to use is arrowed curve. And you know, you can keep with what Tony Buzan says and make sure that your branches are curved.